Hey moguls, it's Dr. T here, and I'm coming to you from my mogul-making universe here, where we make moguls, empires, and dynasties, and realities that transform society. And I love to give mogul upgrades so that everybody can go through the mogul matrix on the mogul trajectory and just arriving into that amazing mogul reality and living out a life that is a mogul destiny. So one of the things I'm going to address today is about growth and the kind of growth that it takes to really build, to become a mogul, to build an empire, to build a dynasty that is a multi-generational reality for a family company. It really takes the capacity for people to grow from whatever lower programming has ever happened for them, where your programming was about shooting for something way, way lower, or you saw people around you doing that or settling for it and just being, just not living their potential, right? Which is what most people's experiences is, to interact with people that are settling for the bottom of what's really possible and still just moving through their life and never achieving their potential. So that's a pretty profound thing, to make a shift from wherever your reality has been, wherever you have come from, wherever your people have come from, and to be able to make a shift to make that claim that you're here to be a mogul and you're here to build an empire and you're here to create a beautiful multi-generational family dynasty where your intentions become the only reality and where they ultimately become your only destiny. And that's a pretty exciting proposition, but that's a pretty big shift from whatever someone was conceiving of before. And then what happens is you're taught to just go work hard, and you're taught to go work on your company, and sure, all of that. So creating your company is a good focus, but rarely are people taught the level of internal growth and stretching and truly, like, absolutely shifting a person's programming in order to just absolutely live out your highest reality. And I just want to speak to today about growth and how even when people do it and even when people lean into it, how just to understand how much resistance there can be to it. And if there's resistance to it, then it just slows you down. But when there is an absolute willingness to make all of the internal shifts within the self that need to happen in order to completely shift and elevate your reality into your highest levels of intentionality and what that is, those are massive shifts within you and every aspect of your programming that is not a fit. Like, the programming that got you here is not a fit for where you're trying to get to. And so people will try to grow and they will go work on everything and kind of stay in the same place or just get a little incremental growth. And that is because there is a internal upgrade that is needed for people that truly want to operate on a top level, a top business leader, just an epic entrepreneur, an amazing business mogul or a magnate, tycoon, titan. You can be anything that you want to be. And so that ability to live that out, which is effectively like, the top rock stars of the world are the people who can put all these pieces together and do things that they love and do things where teeny little bits of their effort create massive reality. Where in the other realm, you do lots of effort and you get teeny little response. So you're really here to shift into your highest level of what you're truly capable of. It is absolutely the most essential internal upgrades that need to happen in order for growth to occur on the material plane. And for it to actually be that your unique operating system is completely capable of creating the material reality that you are here with this mission to do. And so it just makes a lot of sense to just understand that with growth, if it's completely faced absolutely head on, and like every aspect of the self is willing to do this growth, is willing to make the upgrades to each part of your operating system that needs them, and the whole thing as a whole, that is that's a pretty profound experience compared to what most people do, which is start to feel a little resistance and then get distracted, avoid, and then that's what creates the gap between what someone's life ends up being and what their potential actually was, which is often massive for people. Even with people that have done the most in the world, the potential is even greater in them. So the unrealized potential that can happen is because at every point that someone needs an upgrade is being given that opportunity to do that and go all the way in for that. If they hesitate, if they do something else, your material reality will reflect that. It will reflect a much slower pace of growth rather than a full and total embracing of growth. Embracing it so much that you will do every single internal stretch in order to just absolutely be at your top level, so the reality can be at its top level. So my invitation for everyone is to 100% embrace growth, and that even when you think you know what the levels of discomfort are that you can tolerate as an intensity during where you are conditioning yourself into the new reality. But there is a level that is so far beyond discomfort, which is to recognize that wherever there is resistance, you're actually meant to go so much further all the way into it until it's absolutely just clear runway, and everything that you're growing in is absolutely flowing and very able to flow to you. And that the whole pace of what you're doing as well is completely aligned with what is needed for this dream reality that you have and that all people have. So the embracing of growth, the willingness to be uncomfortable, but I'm going to take it to another level and say the willingness to be in some real growing pains that are only a teeny tiny the need to know how to deal with those is just the teeniest, tiniest piece of leverage that when you actually learn it, it actually changes everything, because you will have been able to just simply overcome the growth, the pain of growth, and you will get your system so completely used to growing that as you do it, as you keep dialing in your reality, it'll just be so used to that reality and how amazing it is and how awesome it is. It'll be so used to it because you just kept moving in the growth of your own internal self to completely orient to the reality that you intend. And that at any little point where you felt anything from discomfort to all out growing pains, you started to see them and upgrade them into growing gains that simply give you an indication to dial yourself more into that reality so that it feels completely clean and completely, you're completely one with it. Okay, everyone, so this is the upgrade. This is the Mogul up for today. And I just invite you to take it all the way in, to commit deeply to the growth, commit deeply to the growth process, and to know that you can experience growing gains, and they will absolutely take you where you want to go. All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Receive the upgrade. If you want to learn more, click the link below. If you want to learn more, just click the link below and move forward in the process.